Action Coaching. We're certainly blessed of the Lord that you join us on today, because I believe that God has a special coaching message just for you. None of us make it in life without a coach or a mentor or an advisor, whatever term you want to use. They basically all function the same way. That all of us need someone not to change us, so to speak, but to give us tips on the different roles and levels that we desire to go to that they have already been to. And they're just simply saying, well, you know, you can use this, you can use that, and it'll further strengthen your goals and ambition. It is important everyone should have a coach in their life, or a mentor, or someone that is capable of helping you to become all that God has desired for you to be. Now, first thing I want to say about having a coach or a mentor or whatever, make sure they have accomplished what you are desiring to accomplish. Because if they have not done it, it is no way for them to lead you there. So you have to have someone that have been along in our lives. Even when you look in the Bible, Jesus had disciples, and he constantly talked to them. He constantly gave them instructions, so that when it was their time to be apostles and be on their own, with their own gifts and talents, they were simply using that Jesus had given them and the instructions he had given them so that they could be better in life. Now, on Action Coaching, I want to talk about success. Now, everybody wants to be successful. Nothing wrong with being successful. Now, the problem with wanting to be successful for most of the people is they're not willing to do what successful people do. Nothing wrong with wanting to accomplish great things, but most people just simply block out all of the things you got to do to accomplish great things. And so I want to talk about that on this session of Action Coaching, to give you kind of a roadmap to success. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying I do know some things, and I do know what made me rise to a different level in my life. So I want to encourage you to stay with me. Reach out to me as we go through this session of Action Coaching. Let me know in the future which one you want me to talk about even more, so that you can learn a little more things about that particular point. Now, let's talk about wanting to be successful. Now, the first thing to wanting to be successful is you're going to have to learn how to deal with pain. I know it. Nobody likes to deal with pain. Life is complicated and look like life brings enough pain within itself. But if you don't know how to handle pain, then there's not going to be much growth in your life. I know they used to say years ago, and it's still true, no pain, no gain. So first thing on your road to success, you got to learn how to deal with pain. Yeah, all of the heartaches, the setbacks, complicated situations that you were starting out one way and it all just kind of blew up in your face. All of that is a part of it. There is no easy road to success. A lot of people think you can't Google a road to success. You can't Google your success. You got to deal with all of the issues that it takes for you to be successful. So you got to learn to deal with pain. You know the amazing thing about wanting to get into better shape? I don't care whether you have an exercise trainer or you want to try to do it yourself. Uh, and that's all good too. But I found out this, that before you can get stronger physically or even get better physically, you're going to have to overcome pain. You know what usually stops most people from exercising or doing what they need to do to get physically fit? It is the pain. Oh, now you all excited when you start. They got you in there lifting them weights. They got you in there 1, 2 doing this. They got you jumping up and down on the box. And it's all good. Them first few times you do it, you right with it. And you just keep going. But after that first day is over or that second day is over, you try to get out of the bed and you found out that you got some pain. They said, you're not going today. This hurt too bad. And you got another force that's saying, stay here and rest up today. Don't deal with that pain. Call in and tell them you can't make it. You know, you don't feel like it today. You start coming up with all kinds of excuses because that pain really is real and really do hurt. But what pain don't tell you is you got to embrace the pain. Yeah, you got to fall in love with the pain because the pain is only making you stronger. Someone told me years ago when I was starting out in the vision, is they said it to me in a way that I could not understand. I just was too immature and too focused on thinking I could do it another way that I wasn't capable of listening. But they say if you want to be successful and you want to be great, then you're going to have to embrace the pain that comes along with it. Now, I like the success, but I wasn't with all this pain. I wasn't with the agony that I was going to have to go through to be successful. Now, I didn't like to hear that. And even when I decided that this is what I want to do, some days, some nights, the pain of it was so severe. I can't tell you how many days and nights I came home and I declared, I'm through with this. It's got to be an easier way. I can't take this anymore. I'm just going to try it differently, or I'm going to try something else that's a little easier. See, in order to be successful, you got to do what successful people do. That's probably the reason ain't many people successful. Now, a lot of people try to equate their success to say, I'm just going to stop right here. Something that don't hurt me too bad, I'm just going to stop right here. But real successful people, they embrace this every single day because they know in order to be successful, they first got to deal with pain. I've seen a lot of people have great ideas, and in essence, they wanted their ideas to, let me say it this way, they get the idea on Monday, they want to implement it on Tuesday, then on Wednesday, they want money flowing in, and on Thursday, they want to be bigger than anybody else in town. Don't work that way. Because there's some pains that you got to go through in order to become stronger. Or as they say in weight training and exercise, whatever you want to call it. When you start to do that, you find out the muscles hurt that you didn't even know you had. And it's painful. But it's a part of being successful. So you gotta learn to embrace the pain. Because once you embrace the pain and find out that you can do more and you're stronger, then you look forward to the pain, because you know the pain is driving you, to a higher level. It's pushing you. And when you become stronger, you find out you can do more. You can last longer. You can take more at whatever your endeavor is in life. So pain is the number one thing you got to embrace. Now, the second thing you have to embrace to be successful, that's excellent. See, most people think being excellent is something they do one time and they quit. Or they have a certain level of excellence, and as long as they achieve that, then they're excellent. But successful people understand that excellence is being willing to do it 2,000 times to do it right. Do you know how people become excellent? They simply keep trying and failing more than anybody else. And at the end of the day, they become excellent. Because before something is perfect, it's got to be tested until you know it's right. And certainly, that's the second thing you're going to have to do. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. I left off talking about one of the major things that you need to have to be successful is excellence. Now, understand, excellence is not something you try one time and get it right. When you see people performing at a high level, that's because they probably failed 100 times, but the one time they were there did it right. It is amazing. And you know, that's what excellence is. Excellence ain't like, well, just cause I'm painting a picture, the first one gonna be right. No, you might have to paint 2,000 pictures, but one of them is right. But the pursuit of excellence is what's necessary to be successful. Because how can you expect to be above anybody else or successful when you basically just like the multitude of people? Nobody's gonna pay you for that. Nobody's gonna marvel over the fact that you are just above everybody else. When you see excellent sports performance, when you see excellent acting, singing, cooking, whatever it is. And the problem with seeing it is you don't get to know the backstory. You just marvel at how amazing those people are when you're watching them and being exposed to them. But if you went and talked to them and they began to tell you, well, it took me 14 years to get here. Some people, it took almost an entire half of their life to get here. But once they were here, it was amazing. I'm finding out that most people do not want to practice excellence. Most people want to practice just enough to get by. That's the expression I like to use. A lot of people want to practice just enough to get by. Well, getting by won't make you rich. Getting by won't make you known. Getting by won't open the doors that you want to walk through in life. Getting by is not going to get that done. You got to have excellence. One thing I noticed in the Bible, when the writer talks about Daniel, it brings out he had an excellent spirit within him. Meaning that excellence was a way of life. Now, excellence is not a margin or an area you hit. Excellence is the ability to exceed your last experience with something. In other words, if you think this excellence is right, I want to raise the level on it next time. If you think this speech was right, I want to take it to a whole nother level the next time. In an excellent person's mind, their thinking is, I can always do more, I can always do better, and I'm going to always strive for so much more. And we're talking about success now. Those are people that are successful. They practice a whole lot at their craft. While you sleeping in the morning, excellent people are up 2 hours early. Already done more in 2 hours than a lot of people do in the daytime. But that's what it takes. They'll work on something 100 times just to get it right. And that's what excellence is all about. I remember I was talking to a chef one time, and this particular chef could really cook. And he talked about how he was so happy that he had finally made this particular dish that he wanted to make. He had been trying for a long time, and he hadn't made that particular dish yet. And then I'm thinking we done ate some of his other food. I'm like, how can you do better than that? But he began to let us know, oh no, that wasn't my best. I'm striving to get even better. That's what excellent people do. That's how excellent people function. And the same thing I just said about excellent people, that is how successful people function. Isn't it amazing that, you know, I do have some experience with church and churches. And you know, amazing sometimes that people maybe want to be the lead singer of the choir, but won't even come to rehearsal to practice their craft, or even doing it at home so that they could be better. I'm not saying for me or my approval. Sing and practice so that wherever you go, people will know you're an excellent singer. See, the great thing about excellence is we can't necessarily explain it, but we sure know it when we see it. And that's the way you want to be. They might can't explain how you do what you do. You know it when they see it. And that's what it's all about. Striving excellence. Striving to be better than you were yesterday. Yesterday's success does not necessarily transition into tomorrow's success. It's like you got to treat every day as a new day, in essence, to start over again and be better than you were yesterday. But these are things I've learned. These are the things I strive to do. This is my mindset because I understand that success is not easy. Being excellent is not easy. And all of the other things that come along with it are not easy. You're going to have to embrace it. You're going to have to strive for bigger and better things if you want to be successful. Understand this. Successful people are willing to do what everybody else is not willing to do. Basically, the crowd ain't gonna be willing to do it, but there's always one individual in the crowd to say, I'm willing to go to the next level. That's what makes success so exciting. That's what makes us so blessed. That's what gives us the ability to develop all of our gifts and talents at a very high level. I'm here to let you know God wants all of us to be successful. So it ain't a God problem. It's a people problem. That God wants all of us to be successful, but a lot of people are not willing to do what it takes to be successful. Now they try to blame it on God, but it ain't God's problem. It's your problem because you're not willing to do what it takes to be successful. But I believe by you listening to this coaching session on today, you're already saying in your mind, I'm going to deal with the pain. I'm going to deal with the adversity. Because when you're going after a goal and vision, are you willing to do what it takes to get what you see? I told God that I don't care if it takes 100 years. I'm going to be right here 100 years later, still striving for what He's shown me. And these are the key to success. Now, I certainly want you to reach out to me so that we can talk some more about these things. You know, it's something that we all can do. The issue is, do we want to do it? Do we want to deal with the pain? I get it. Nobody likes pain. But there's an amazing thing. Pain makes you stronger. It's kind of like the human body. When one part of the physical body can't do what it's supposed to do, the other parts of the body make adjustments to compensate for that. In other words, the rest of your body is saying, we ain't gonna stop. We just gonna make adjustments and move on. And maybe that's what you gotta do in life. It's time for you to make adjustments. It's time for you to do what you got to do to be successful. And the great thing about success, other people may not celebrate your success, but I can assure you this, other people ain't got to necessarily celebrate my success because I got too much celebration going on myself within me for my success. That I dealt with the pain. I practice excellence. I continue to get up and go at it every single day because my life depended on it. And that I am most thankful about, and that is what I appreciate God so much about. That if you continue to do these things, this is just a couple of them. These are the basic things I talked about today, but there are many more things that you can attribute to success. You can have attention to detail. I didn't get a chance to talk about that on today, but a part of being successful is learning how to have attention to detail. And all these things are required in our life. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back. I trust that you've been blessed by the coaching session on today. You know we can be successful in every one of our endeavors if we're willing to do what is necessary to have success. So I certainly want you to reach out to me and let me know what you thought about this teaching on today, or whether I should go into some more of it because you believe that you are supposed to be successful and maybe you're not doing the necessary things to be successful. Now I want you to reach out and support us here on Action Coaching. We are endeavoring to do bigger and better things. And we are believing God that we're going to continue to expand Action Coaching and reach so many more people with the things that God has given us, and you can help us. I want you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering on today for the support of Action Coaching so that we can continue doing the things of God and watch God bless more people. Now, there's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching, and I want you to do it now. I want you to help us now. Help us to believe God right now in the name of Jesus. And of course, Action Coaching is going to continue to reach out to so many people. Thank you for your financial support. Thank you for continuing to stand with us. It is much appreciated, and I consistently pray that God bless you 100-fold as a result of the seed you sown. Now, before I go, I got a special announcement. I want all of you, my partners on Action Coaching, to let your friends know. I want you to join me for an exciting Easter service. The doors are going to open at 9. The service is going to start at 10. We're going to have praise and worship. We're going to have a whole lot of exciting things going. God is to talk about Easter that I've not heard people talk about. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I never heard anybody preach on it. So just in case I am the only one, you need to be there to experience it. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be a blessing to you. It's going to help further encourage you to understand the reason that Jesus died for us. And it's going to be a blessing to you. So once again, I want you to join me for that exciting service. We're going to have a lot of exciting things prepared for you. You got to come. You got to be a part of it. Once again, the doors open at 9. Service starts at 10. Praise and worship is going to take place, and I'm going to preach the word of God. And anybody that know me know that I don't preach all day, but I get right to the point, and I got an exciting point for you. See you in our Easter service and watch God do great things. As I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.